Thank you, Tony. Good morning, folks. Welcome to Phoenix Business Exchange, Bell's Corners edition. This fine May 13th. And it's a little overcast in Ottawa, but you know what? It is still spring and everybody is smiling. I'm going to share some information and I'm just going to share my screen. So you should be seeing something rolling up in a few seconds here. There you go. Let me get my other screen back because all of a sudden everything disappears as soon as I do that transition. And go and back to control again. It's one of those features in the new and then upgrade in Zoom. So you're looking at the Phoenix website. So to gain access to it, it's www.pbex.ca. And let's scroll down. Who is our member of the week? It's Susan Ebbs. Young Miss Susan can get you some great cleaning products. You want to know more about what Susan does, and carries? Just watch the video or click on Susan's e-card, and on we go. So Monday mornings, Monday mornings, Thursday mornings, and I'm getting all kind of screwed up here. Sorry, my apologies. So Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings, 8 to 9. You can join us here on Phoenix. Just click on any of these red tabs and it will bring you to this Zoom meeting. So if you're a business, come on in. We have a June 4th after hours meeting that's coming up, and that's the first Tuesday of every month from 7 to 8. So the other ones are 8 to 9 a.m. Just as we scroll down, we have East Trade Winds. That's tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern and free to attend. Come on in. And then we have a tuning in with Tony meditation on Fridays. That's 1:30 to 2:30. Great place to get chill. If you need to move your body around because you haven't been active most of the week, you have Penny Lee's Dance and Moving to Heal Neo classes. We have a in-person meeting for Bell's Corners. So the May 27th date, we are not meeting. That brings up another item. May 20th, next week, we are not meeting. We're all the Phoenix operations are kind of gone dormant for the week in respect to the holiday. South End group meeting is on the 30th. So Bell's Corners, it's at High Five. South End, it's going to be at which one's going to be at on
In the south is the River Lounge.
okay, South. Okay, sorry. And East End,
East End is the Bigs. It's on
the Bigs.
Cedarville and Saint Laurent.
Perfect. So three of the cardinal points inside the universe. If you're looking to join us and want to get more acquainted with us, scan the QR code that you can see on there or hit the apply today. It's a great place to start out to make connections. I'm just going to scroll us back up over here going, hey, what's been going on in the universe? Year to date, we as members have spent money on other members. We've done $74,000 worth of business, actually $74,610 worth of business to be precise. Since 2016, we've done over 4.6 million. E-cards. Now you're going, what the heck's an e-card? Well, that, the QR code you can see beside me, or you notice there's a QR code down below for the Phoenix. We have a card. Basically, it's an electronic card. You scan that, you can promote it, you can put it in the back of a t-shirt, put it on the side of the vehicle. The idea is that people can capture your contact details. It takes away the friction of having to write down or memorize a phone number or an email address. Brings right over to their portable device, typically a cell phone, and you can save the contact details therein. Stop share. Other stats to let you know, we've done 219 referrals in the year to date and 225 BAMs. A BAM is a business activity meeting. That's where we get to know fellow members in our group, and actually in all three groups. So what that does is it helps us understand what we're doing and what we're looking for right in the moment. And soon Mike will even be talking about golf. And, that's, a good example of that. I won't get into that and steal the thunder from that one. And I'm going to stop chatting away because you know what? Mike's going to give us an educational minute. Mike, over to you, sir.
Great. Thank you, Bernie. Morning, everybody. I hope everybody had a beautiful weekend. I want to talk today about social trends that are affecting us and could be affecting our attitude and maybe even playing on our anxiety. And social trends are examples like what's happening with the economy, what's happening with maybe the politics down south, the war, Israel, Hamas, Ukraine, Russia. These types of social trends or whatever can really affect our well-being. So basically, at the end of the day, confidence levels will rise and fall like share prices on Wall Street. But the longer term vector is more of a concern than celebration. If you choose withdrawal, you choose FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And if you choose to take on the trends, you choose guts, growth, uncertainty, tenacity, and success. If you are endowed with the right attitude, you'll never meet a trend that you don't like. Seriously, every trend carries a seed of a remarkable opportunity. We've seen it before. Through adversity comes clarity. If you know what you are looking for, you can find it. And if you know what to do, then you can do it. And if you have the will, you will succeed. You know what is great? Opportunities present themselves in times of crises and fear. At the very most, at the very moment, people should turn their attention to the potential of the moment. Many turn the wrong way and hide. In the next 2 years, we are in a period of what's going to be called an apocalyptic anxiety. And that's when people will need you the most as leaders, as professionals, as business people, as friends, as family members. And so yeah, whether it's personality or professionally. So what about you? What are the next 2 years going to be, and are they going to be the luckiest years of your life? Decide now. Because if you don't, somebody or something else will decide for you. And if you don't choose your path will be chosen for you and maybe bring you exactly where you don't want to go. So take a deep breath and make that decision. And don't worry if you don't have a roadmap because of um, roadmap of your future. It'll evolve. And if you have the right frame of mind. And the important thing right now is you boldly claim your God-given right and autonomous and blaze your own trail. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Mike, thank you so much. And so, just so you know, that is the LinkedIn in the chat. That's the LinkedIn Live post feed. Put your contact details on the LinkedIn. It's another good way to share who you are, and it stays in the platform. Now we're going to do our intros, and we're going to say, "Hey, what have we been doing? What's been going on during the week?" And any BAMS referrals. Hey, Josh, how you doing, sir? Over to you. Oh, okay.
Sorry, no, I'm good now. I'm good now. I just too many windows open and that mute button was hiding from me. Morning, folks. I'm Josh Lamb. My company is Sterling Grace Technologies, and we are your one-stop shop for your IT needs in Eastern Ontario. And if you have remote needs, then worldwide. Half of what we do is solving problems for your managed services type of things, which is basically tech support on call. So anything that you need from, oh, my spreadsheet doesn't seem to be acting the way that I expected it to, or my computer won't turn on, to my server is underwater and oops, and I need help recording recovering my backups because I'm about to go out of business. And yeah, we have dealt with we've run the gamut of all of those types of things. The other half of what we do is development of custom software. And that also includes website development as kind of an offshoot. So thinking things like you've got two systems that don't talk to each other and you've got a lot of human input, maybe a dedicated team member whose job is to just go back and forth with data input in multiple different platforms, and you can tie them together and make them talk to each other so that you can free up the people from doing these menial repetitive tasks and get them to do what humans do best, which is building relationships. Because when you have, let's say, 40% of your week is spent writing those awful TPS reports, and all of a sudden there's a machine that's generating those automatically for your team, then that 40% of that time is being spent building relationships. And think about how many new customers you could be building relationships with if you had that time freed up. So if you want to learn how your technology can get out of your cost center and get into your revenue center, if you want your tech to make you money instead of just costing you money, we know how. Give me a call. Thanks.
Josh, thank you so much. Tony, over to you, sir.
Hey, thank you, Bernie. The buttons. Yeah, I hear what you mean, Josh, about the buttons. Hi, everybody. Tony Jennis from Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group. I am a medium and clairvoyant. I'm also a certified tuning fork master. What does that mean? It's working with sound to help with trauma, to help with different things that are happening in our life that are bothering us. Like what Mike was saying is right on. There's a lot of stress out there of what's happening in the world because we don't have access to control in whatever's going on. It just seems to be happening, but you have more control than you think. And when you have that inner resolve inside, that's where the resilience comes from. And what builds that up is you not knocking yourself down. Believe it or not, there's more pain in our imagination than there is in real life. And when we can harness what we are doing to ourselves and just not hit ourselves as well, there's a lot less pain, and there's going to be a lot more courage that comes up because we know that in the end, we have the decision to make those decisions. If you have anybody that you really admire that has either passed on, and some people will come in and say, look, I'm constantly getting dreams about Uncle Bob. I'm constantly getting what's going on there. So there's a lot of energy that surrounds us, and we only get about 10% of it. So when we can see a person like myself, there's a lot of us around the world, but it's all about giving you insight exactly what's going on in your life, in your business, in your personal things that are going on that we can help with. Tony Jennis from Higher Self, where we are here to raise your spirits.
Hey, thank you so much. Mike, over to you, sir.
Thank you. Morning, everybody. Again, Mike here from Motivational Life Coaching. As a professional life coach, I have created ironclad approaches to coach individuals to surpass the understanding that they have of themselves. And so what does that really mean? Well, in my world, in my contacts and clients, the biggest challenge is escalating anxiety. Through my coaching approaches, I'm able to support and motivate these clients to turn anxiety into adrenaline. And basically what that does, it creates inner peace and it puts them at ease. But the difference in my life coaching from most other life coaches is I have over 300 hours of formal coach training from a master coach, which are only a very few in Canada. So I was very blessed to be to have my coaching through him. And so today, a good referral is individuals you might know that are struggling to overcome their thoughts that keep pulling them down in life and causing anxiety, which can turn into depression and onwards. So please introduce my services. It's as simple as them giving me a call. We have a chat, and that's the first step. The rest of the steps we take together, motivated by results.
Mike, thanks so much. And Shane, welcome to the group. If you're available, you can give your intro. You just made the timing good.
Sorry about that, guys. Monday mornings are crazy for phone calls at my clinic. But anyways, Dr. Shane Bales, Production Health and Performance, working with, your aches and pains and anything else that you're looking for. We're always looking for those people that have been to 3 or 4 doctors and haven't found results, because that's what we do. We are detailed and we take our time and quality to patient care for all of our patients. Anyways, we're doing a free consult with our physiotherapist this Tuesday coming up, because it is physiotherapy month. So anyone that has a physiotherapist, make sure you say thank you for all their hard work this month. And we're doing that. They're shorter appointments, but they kind of get through an exam and an assessment kind of thing, and just kind of ask you about, what we can be helping you with and what we offer, so you can get a better idea of what we do. You can always reach us at 613-505-5000. And I'll leave my contact information in there. So anyways, it's a quick appointment. We're doing that right now. This is the Tuesday, May 14th at our clinic. All right. Talk to you later. Thanks again.
Shane, thank you so much, sir. Carlos, you're our guest today. Welcome. How are you? Tell us a bit about yourself, who you work for, and what magic you bring the world.
Thank you. Yeah, my name's Carlos Ferreira, and I actually work for Josh Lamb at Sterling Grace Technologies. So the main reason I'm here today is because of just a discussion he and I had on Friday. Um, and I thought I could help. The poor guy has so much on his plate all the time, and uh, I was interested in just getting some exposure to these meetings and what they're for, and so that's why I'm here. What I do is I I'm sort of I take care of the many services that Josh just told you all about. So I fix the computers, the servers, building web pages, software, running scripts, fixing things in databases, you name it. If there's a technical issue, chances are I've broken it and fixed it at some point in my life. So that's me in a nutshell.
Carlos, that is a good nutshell to have. If you broke it, you fixed it, and you made it work again. That's outstanding. And my name is Bernie Fransgrote. Creative Insight is the name of the company. And what do? I'm a business concierge. I connect businesses. If there's somebody that's not in your circle, probably I know them. And so I have a chat with you. It's almost like doing a BAM, but I do BAMs with other people, business activity meetings. And I also have a podcast called The Knack for Business, and it talks to people about their business journey and what they've gone through, what they want to share with people, and so forth. And the East Trade Winds is also part of that. If you want to see some past speakers, there's the link for the YouTube channel. And I'm also involved in another podcast called The Property Wizard. If you want to invest in real estate and understand all the different components, it does not make you a realtor, but it does give you some more informed information. Another example of sharing of information is Earl Flamata's The Evil Marketing Genius. He has a session free to attend every second Tuesday. Pick it up on Meetup. The contact details are in the chat. And now, without much more ado, we're going to have Dwight. Dwight's recording. He couldn't make it this morning. They are on the road. Over to you, Tony.
Okay, and here's Dwight.
From Tasty Flight Catering. We specialize in creating vegan Caribbean foods. We've been doing this now for the past 7+ years, and we've been doing a good job because we've been at the market this past year, and we're just getting ready to kick off the 2024 season this coming, or 2 weeks from now, March 9th, and we'll be back at the market in Lansdowne every 2 weeks, just creating additional or new and improved meals for everyone, and just making sure everyone enjoy it on a consistent basis. Last week we were out at PBX Mix and Mingle, catering for the evening, and we had a meeting also with, well, not a meeting, but a touch base with Ima. She's looking to create some branding for us and get us on the road for 2024. So we've been pretty busy back at it, coming off the 3 weeks at Trinidad and Tobago. It was a culture shock, like Eric, coming back to this weather. So we're just trying to get back into the swing of everything. And so far it's been pretty busy moving forward. So that's it.
Perfect. So just one other thing to relate, businesses we are looking for is to join us in Phoenix because there's demand for it, is a travel agent, dog groomer, appraiser, and I say appraiser for residential, event planner, mover, auto and home insurance, life insurance, golf pro, because that's going to kind of help improve anybody's skill set for August 1st. House cleaner, gift basket company, swag and promotional goods. And then we also have requests for legal services, both either for personal or commercial, men's and women clothing, not just by themselves, but someone that sells the apparel, a plumber, and a mobile hairdresser. Now I'm going to stop chatting and a general contractor. Thank you, Tony. Yep, looking for that general. And we're going to swing over to Lana. Lana, The floor is yours, ma'am.
Good morning, everybody. Well, I'm gonna should I just take this opportunity? I'll just keep talking for my 10 minutes. How's that? So, I had a fantastic weekend, very interesting weekend, and this is all part of the life of a realtor. And I'm a residential realtor and have been for the past 23 years now, I guess, with a little hiatus every now and then because if not, I would go crazy. And before that, I was into computers. And yeah, what Josh and Carlos, you guys do now, I used to do back in the early 80s and early 90s. And I'll tell you, boy, have things changed since then. And I'd much rather be doing what I'm doing now. Or again, you know. So I have a short presentation because what I'm going to try and do, and this is a big part of what we do, whether you're a teacher, a nurse, or a realtor. And the reason why I bring up those two other types of jobs or careers is because we deal with all types of personalities. And when you're dealing with different types of personalities, you have to cater to that type of person, right? Whether they're a numbers person or an emotional type person. You know, we've got all, and some people you can connect to, some people you can't connect to. So let me share my screen here. I'm going to bring this up, share and share. There we go. Can you guys see that?
Yep, you're just to hit the F5 button and you'll
Yeah, I don't have an F on this computer. It's somewhere hidden.
That's it. Just that button.
There we go. Okay, so yay. So what I've got here is all the types of people that I have worked with in the past 6 to 8 months. Okay, I have got this person, the top right-hand corner, he is one of the heirs to the Tim Hortons line of franchises. His grandfather was the one who started Tim Hortons. And right down here, to some of you know, this lovely lady, Janet. And my nephews, I've got first-time home buyers in the upper left-hand corner. And you'll notice we are sticking our tongues out and on the stairs because while mom and dad are looking at looking to see if their furniture fits in this particular house, I'm babysitting. And that's just one of the wonderful jobs that I get to do as a realtor. I'm babysitting or I'm dog walking, house sitting, whatever. And of course, baby Blossom on the right-hand side also got a new home this year. So this is just a little bit about me. I've been considered top agent for a while, but I do not advertise myself as that. I advertise myself so I attract the right people. And I have an intuitive ability to know what works with others. And I'll tell you, you're one of my clients, one of my people. I absolutely love working with you. So the most asked question I get is how's the market? And the best answer I can give you is it depends. It always depends whether or not you're buying or selling. Really quick, if you are selling, you want to know if your equity in your home is safe. We are in Ottawa and we are just about guaranteed to have safe equity in our home because we have the federal government, the RCMP headquarters, the military headquarters, university town, and tourist town. So we have multiple industries which looks after all of our employment and our economy. This year in 2024, we have the US election, and I believe somebody alluded to that earlier in our instructions here, or in our introductions. And any change in government anywhere in the world, especially one of our more prominent countries, or the G7 or G6, what is it now? Does affect the economy in Canada. We are expecting interest rate cuts. At first, we thought we were going to see them in June. I don't think we're going to see them now till July. But that's not stopping buyers. I'll tell you, they are out there in droves. And we have the pent up buyer demand because in 2023, nobody bought. Hardly anybody bought, hardly anybody sold. And that was because we were coming out of that pandemic that we had, which was that crazy, crazy market because of those interest rates we had never, ever seen before. And we did see a lack of good resale and new home building inventory. And the government is doing things about that by putting in policies encouraging builders to throw up houses. And I mean, throw up houses. And so we have the pandemic, the lowest interest rates in history. We saw them and the higher than normal purchasing power. Now we're seeing a refinancing. And I'm going through this very, very fast because I've got some stories to tell you. What's happening very, very recent. Is it a good time to buy? Never wait to buy real estate, no matter what the interest rates are. You buy real estate and you wait. And that's not me. That's Barbara Corcoran of the Shark Tank. She has made her fortune in real estate. And I'll tell you, I admire that woman like crazy. The 2024 market here in Ottawa, basically, we're going to see a balanced market. In certain pockets of the Ottawa area, we are seeing a seller's market, and I have been in multiple offers. Do not call it a bidding war, please. It's not a bidding war because you give your offer in and the seller will take the best offer. There's none of this back and forth, back and forth. Oh, I raised my offer by $5,000. No, we don't do that here in Ontario. There were a few changes that were implemented in January, but it's more about who's representing who and who is giving you the service you need. Okay, here are some fun facts. So this is for my numbers people, okay? We still have the same house that I talked about in March. The most expensive house or residential property in the Ottawa area is $7 million. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. And that's waterfront property. And believe it or not, it's owned by one of the senator's coaches, Luke Richardson. He's got it up for sale. The average sale price as of this morning was $706,000, $705,896. And that includes all types of residential properties. That means single family dwellings, condos, semi-detached townhouses, and mobiles. So if you took out mobile homes or modular homes, that price would actually be higher. Think about this, guys. Back when I was buying my first home, that would have been about 1985, 86. The average sale price would have been around $70,000. So what is that? 600% increase, perhaps, or I don't know my math. I'm not a numbers person. However, have our salaries increased by that much? No. So even though the housing prices have skyrocketed, our income has not skyrocketed. So we are seeing more and more and more Bank of Mom and Dad coming into play and assistance to buy a home. So taking this one step further, if you are looking to buy a single family home, upgrading from your townhouse or from your condo to a single family home because your home has, your family has increased in size, we are now looking at an average sale price of $875,000. Okay. In Toronto and in Vancouver, it's much higher, but in Ottawa, and we are still very, very fortunate to be in Ottawa, we are looking at almost close to $1 million. Like, hello, I have $1 million in my bank. No, you don't. Many people I know don't. The average days on market, which means the average time it takes to sell, is January is 40 days, so about a month and a half. In May, it's about a week, 2 weeks, let's say. And in April, it was just over a month. And finally, oh yes, the average sale price of a condominium and that would be like a townhouse or an apartment. We have more apartments than townhouses, is $442,000. I bought my first home. It was a condominium townhouse and it was $88,000. But mind you, that was back in 1988. Okay, this is some fun stuff. So the most expensive house in Ottawa is this one here at 113 Grandview Avenue. Okay, it's a waterfront home. It's owned by Ottawa Sens coach Luke Richardson. They're asking $7 million Canadian, and the yearly taxes is $31,000. Hello, that's just yearly taxes. The most expensive residential home in Ontario is this home on the right-hand side, and it's in King, Ontario, which is just north of Toronto. Okay, it's 22,000 square feet. 22, or think of that. Most of our houses, our single-family homes, are 2,000 to 3,000 square feet. Okay, just keeping that clean is a chore, I'm thinking. And 22,000 square feet is beyond imagination. Your entire yard is not that big when you own your single family property. A farm sometimes is, not even that big. And the yearly taxes for that is $39,000. Wow. That's not the most expensive house in Canada. One of the most expensive houses in Canada is in Vancouver, overlooking the ocean. And it would just dropped $10,000 or $100,000 in price to $48 million. And I didn't bother bringing it up because it's just, unless you got $48 million, these types of properties do not get mortgaged. People who buy these types of properties are usually have that money in the bank or have that money invested. They don't normally get mortgages. So we're talking a whole different ballgame with this. Oh, so just something fascinating. It looks like a castle, doesn't it, on Bathurst Street? I think, maybe Buckingham Palace and Bathurst Street have a couple things in common. So, where did it go? It's not here. I wanted to tell you, I'm going to see if I can't go back. No, I can't. I have a story which I'm going to stop sharing here, to bring up to tell you about one of my clients of last year. For some reason, this slide which I put together didn't come up. As a realtor, just like a nurse, or a doctor, we have to diagnose. And the same with a teacher. They have to sort of look at children and see what's working with them. Last week, well, you get all sorts of people. Last week, I was referred a lovely lady, we'll give her name as Sandra. And she was going to buy, her husband was coming back from work, and she was going to buy a bungalow because she had a fall and she's now somewhat mobilely challenged. And so she needs everything on one floor. And like laundry on one floor, we're not talking people with servants. We're talking laundry on one floor, the kitchen on one floor, the bedroom and the bathroom all on one floor. And she has a budget of, according to her husband, $1.2 to $1.5 million. Okay. That's a very decent budget for the Ottawa area. After talking with her and finding out a bit more about her, she's 67 years old, family's gone. Her husband is working on an oil rig. He's been gone for a long time. She's not legally married to her husband because he asked more questions. I'm not saying that in a bad term, bad or whatever. And I said, well, tell me more about that. What's happened there? And she went on to explain that they've tried to get married 5 times, but her husband's always been called away to work. Oh, Okay, so I'm getting a little bit more of an idea of what's happening with this lady. Her husband isn't really her husband. He works on an oil rig. He works with millions and millions of dollars. He was stuck at a hotel. He was airlifted from the oil rig at one point and sent to a hospital in Europe because of a vitamin deficiency. And he couldn't pay his bill. So she ended up sending him $20,000 to pay his bill. This is all from a half-hour conversation with her by asking the right questions. Unfortunately, this 67-year-old lady has been romance scammed, and she has been sending her husband money, and he's been trying to get her to buy a house for him and hide some of his money here in Canada. And by asking the right questions, telling, and by doing that, this is a sign of a good realtor, a good teacher, a good medical person. To get the right answers you need, you have to ask the right questions, and you go down that right direction, I guess. So what I've got to do this week is meet her for tea. You're getting the same thing from Spirit. I know. It was really sad. It bothered me a lot when I discovered this last week. You cannot tell somebody that this person who's giving them these wonderful words of, I love you, you are the most wonderful thing that's ever happened to me, blah, blah, blah. You cannot tell them that this person doesn't exist. And she has never actually met him. She finally confessed that, and she's been doing this for 6 years with this guy. So this week I have to meet her for tea, and then I'm going to have to call the police and say that she's being scammed. So not everybody that I see are real. Sometimes I have to, just like a teacher sees an abused child or a child with some sort of issue, and it's not necessarily a learning issue. It could be a home issue. And a doctor might see somebody who's got a hip ache or a tummy ache, but really it's a hip problem, or there's something going on a bit further down in their body. You have to be able to determine what's going on with that person. It's breaking my heart as I say this story, because she thinks she's moving into a beautiful new home, and she's not. And this guy is from Texas. They're always from Texas, these scammers, it seems, even though they're living in Africa or they're living in India or Pakistan, I think is one of the other main areas. I don't know where this guy is from, or her husband, James. So anyway, by asking questions, starting with tell me something, tell me about this, and you get them to open up. The same with using W5. Who, what, where. Oh, thank you, Tony. Who, what, where, when, and why, right? You get them to open up, and you get them to tell their story rather than using closed-ended questions. And I know only certain realtors would be able to do that. So I'm very, very pleased to say that I'm going to save this lady some money once I get her. And apparently the police have some people who do this as a living, who actually go and talk to seniors. Usually it's seniors or older women or men who get scammed like this. So anyway, on a happier note, I'd like to say I have written 2 books, one about buying a home and one about selling a home, where I do talk about where you get a professional and how a professional can make things happen easier, and where you're not trying to chase your tail like this poor woman is probably going to be chasing her tail if she didn't have a realtor who was able to get her to open up just a little bit more. And on that note, I'm Lana Burnley. I've been a realtor for 23 years, and I love what I do. There we go.
Lana, thank you so much. Go ahead, Mike.
Atlanta, that was the best presentation I've seen you do since I know you. It was wonderful. And bottom line, you are an angel.
Oh,
Because business is not only a way to create money, it's a way to create a way of life, right? So there might not be any money in this for you, but you know what? You're saving a life because of your profession, and
yeah.
it's kind of like what the education was with social trends or what have you. She's through her adversity, she'll get clarity. A little bit of pain now, but you could imagine the immense pain that would continue to happen with her, so
She's going to
it's
lose all her money. Yeah.
yeah, it's a hard conversation to have, but it's a good conversation to have.
Yeah.
Good for you. You're an angel.
Thank you. That's sweet of you, Tony.
Lana, the amount of realtors that would jump on this just to get that big commission would be actually scary.
Yeah.
If what you
Yeah.
did, this is wow.
I know.
Like Spirit is almost crying right now because this lady is so infatuated that this person is just got her really set up well after 6 years. I heard one go as much as 20 years with, and she spent over $2 million on this person. It doesn't matter how much money, but what ends up happening, it's their life savings.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
common denominator. It's tapped them out totally. And what'll end up happening is even if he gets this house, he'll end up turning around selling it and then just getting the money for it.
Yep.
So you've done a huge service to this lady.
I've
So
cried thinking about it.
tips off to you. That's nice work.
Yeah. Anyway, and that was just last Thursday.
Busy
Yeah.
week.
Does she know yet, or are you gonna have a
No,
conversation?
no,
Okay.
I have to go meet her for tea.
Okay.
But as she was talking, I was getting this, oh my God, she's being catfished. Oh my goodness, oh my God, oh my universe, whatever. She's being catfished. And
Yeah, I've
yeah.
had these before. She's gonna deny it for the first while because of
Mhm.
two reasons. First, it's been a habit. Over the
Yep.
last 6 years, she's had the same pattern. And once she realizes that she's a smart lady, I'm getting, she's not
Good.
not she's educated. She's a smart lady. If she needs help, have her come to me. No charge.
Oh, okay. Her name is Sandra in real
Yeah,
life too.
if she needs help, this kind of stuff I do all the time, and there's going to be a blowback, and she's going to need help. So
Okay.
if she needs it, wants it, whatever, I will be honored to work with her.
Thank
So
you. Oh, that's great. Yes, we're going to have tea. And I'm going to talk to her about that.
This is another key thing about when we do business activity meetings or we do meetings with other people.
Yep.
You end up not only finding out what the other person needs, but sometimes you might end up realizing they're not seeing a problem, and you bring that to light. And I don't mean that as in necessarily larceny at hand. Sometimes someone might talk to Mike, and Mike would open their eyes to another thing. Or they talk to Josh, and then Josh goes, "Yeah, the reason your emails are bouncing like this is because you're using a certain type of email format or how you're broadcasting your content." That's why you talk to folks. Why you talk in a business network. It's a growth opportunity for all parties concerned. Plus, you can help somebody, and it not necessarily means $1 in your pocket. It just means you have a more trusted a group of people around you, and that's with many hands, light work comes, right? So, I'm going to bring us to the quote for the day, and the man who removes a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. And that's from William Faulkner.
like that.
So. Yeah. So you persist at things. And Lana, that is a great story.
Yeah, actually, it should be today. The person who removes a mountain begins by having a cup of tea.
That's a good one.
Take care, everybody. Thanks again, Lana. That was wonderful.
All right.
Good luck.
Yeah. Hey, Dwight, are you on the road?
He's near a vent.
Yeah, he's probably
Oh,
he's probably
yeah,
in
I'm
the
just at the
kitchen.
restaurant.
At the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, cook us up some pad thai.
Yeah. It was a busy weekend, busy morning to start off.
Yeah.
Yeah.